Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Gimmicks podcast here on the DFPN. And you know what it is? It is Thursday, which means MPX is right around the corner. The premier event of the MPX is right next to us. We are too close to this show. It seems like we got here really, really fast this year. It's been a loaded year. It's been a really fun year, and as you know, when you're having fun, time flies. It looks like we were just at the Rumble, the Texas Rumble last weekend, and here we are at Purple Rain. So we got a lot to talk about. We have a loaded card, a very, very loaded weekend.
Yes.
And I had to call in some reinforcements for this one. So I would like to introduce to you guys. We actually met at the MPX show. So we've been going to the shows. He's a really good podcaster in his own right. He has a really, really dope podcast. And he's here. He's joining us. Mr. Jefferson. What's up, sir? Welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys? Appreciate the shout outs, man. Thank you for having me on the show. It was only a return of the favor since we had you on the D1 Ignite show not too long ago, which, Matt, speaking of D1 Ignite, man, if you ever want to get ignorant and just have some fun, hit me up. You're welcome to come on the show anytime. Me and Jamal would love to have you.
Hey, absolutely, sure. Sounds like a plan, man. Yeah. Whenever things clear up on the schedule-wise, pending coming child, then I'd be happy to join y'all.
Congratulations, man.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations. And as always, my co-host for these things, the choice, Matt Andrews, getting ready for the diapers, the late nights, the popping of the bottles.
How
you doing,
the popping of the bottles. I like that. We need to make it sound like more of a party scene than it probably might be. No, we're good. We're as ready as we can be, I suppose. But looking very much forward to this weekend and Purple Rain. It's weird because it does seem like Purple Rain is here really fast, but in reality, it's probably about a month later than it usually is. Just so much stuff happened over the course of June and August with Metroplex Wrestling that we ended up needing to push the biggest event of the year. And with the card being what it is now, still seems like it's going to be one of the biggest events of the year.
Absolutely. And it does feel that way. And even though with the type of year we're having, this feels like it's still a monumental card. The best was put into this card. They announced a lot of matches yesterday, which I wasn't prepared for. Thank you to whoever did that. But we have a lot. We have a lot on our plates for this weekend. But before we jump into that, I do want to take us back to last week because something finally happened that we have been predicting on this show. That it just looked like it was going that way, and then it happened. And JJ, I'm going to get your thoughts first on this, and that is the implosion of Set 6. It finally happened. What are your thoughts, Demo? If you're watching, because he does pop in here occasionally, if you're watching, please provide your thoughts. We'll be listening. But JJ, what are your thoughts on Set 6 imploding?
Man, kind of like you said, it's something that a lot of people maybe saw coming, maybe didn't see coming, maybe they didn't see it happening this soon. But for me, especially being a fan of pretty much all those guys in Set 6, this was like, this is what's happening. Like, this is what we're doing. Is it Set 6? Now it's Set 2, Set 4. Like, what are we doing? But
where's the math?
Yeah, man. I mean, it just blew the doors off for me. Like, seeing it finally happen. Like, now you got to pick a side.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the big thing here is that you do, in fact, have to pick sides. And speaking of picking sides, there's 3 prominent members that we don't know where their allegiances lie right now.
I was going to say that.
There might be a little bit of, we saw a little bit of Facebook banter back and forth, but we don't know where TJ Slater, Levi Lucas, and Rita Clark, where their allegiances lie in this at all. We haven't seen Slater and Lucas really since J.D. Griffey came on board, so we don't know what that dynamic is.
That is correct, and that's what I was thinking initially. Like, we know where Man is in the whole thing. We know where LVJ is in the whole thing. Yep. Those two are on totally opposite sides of the field. But it seems like the original core is kind of sticking together.
Seems like
and there was an exchange a couple of weeks ago that kind of, I was like, hey, what is this? And it was the post match between Kari Jarrett and JD Griffey. JD Griffey kind of gave him the pat and let him have his moment after their match. And I've been thinking about this since. I'm like, is he recruiting? And this implosion, it leaves room for new members now.
Well, depending on if they decide to carry the Set 6 banner forward. Right now, I mean, Jamie Aller is on the side of Demo and Man right now. So,
right.
And he's the originator of the idea of Set 6. Not the originator of the group, mind you. That is Man.
Right.
But Aller is the one that originated the idea of making it Set 6, and brought in the other members, as it were. So whatever JD's cooking up, whatever JD and LVJ are cooking up, it's got to be something that's on their own. Or maybe there's a fight later for the naming rights, the rights to Set 6 or something like that. I don't know. That could be a way we go.
Yeah, it just, the implosion itself, it wasn't good. It was heartbreaking.
It was dirty
to see it happen.
Yeah, it was real dirty to see that.
To see it happen to Demo, and I know. Look, even CJ, welcome to the chat. He's like, you guys are gonna make me cheer Demo, and I'm not happy about that. Yes,
you're not happy about that. How do you think I feel? How do you think I feel?
I know, but it's like for what Demo has done, he's arguably carried Set 6 to prominence, and to see that happen to him, it was an ick. I was like, I don't like that. I don't like, love him or hate Demo. Demo has always been, he's always been in your face with, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna show you I can do it because you need to be proven wrong. That's Demo in a nutshell.
That's always been him,
right?
No matter what. He's always been him. And even with this, it always seems like he's been him, like he's just been Demo. I've said it multiple times after he pinned me earlier this year, that I may not respect his actions a lot of the time, and I may not respect the attitude a lot, but there's no denying the talent that's there. And there's no denying the fact that maybe this is arguable, but he's kind of in the face of MPX over the last 2 years.
That's a valid statement. Point. Yeah, that's a very valid statement. JJ, I know you have some more thoughts on it.
Man, just coming back in when y'all were talking about Demo, and that's literally something I was going to echo what both of you guys said. Demo is just brash. Like, there's no other way to put it. Cut, dry, simple. Demo is straight to the point, and he's got the talent that if you put a rocket on him and let him fly to the moon, he's basically carried MPX, the past couple of years, even with the stuff that MPX has done with Revolver and what I've seen up close working with MPX and working on shows at the Epic in Grand Prairie, and then again in Irving at the Texas Rumble. Demo is that guy. He's one of the guys that when you hear MPX, you hear Demo Diamond, and they're kind of synonymous together.
Yeah. And the great thing and the scary thing almost about Demo is that every time he goes out at any curtain, he develops more and more confidence. And he develops it, but then he also is quick to come back and say, I still have room to improve. And there's a humility there. And despite what he shows on the outside in front of the camera, you always see him going back saying that like he's got stuff that he's got to work on, and he's always a student of the game. And that is something I massively respect about him. He's always a student of the game.
No, I was looking at some old pictures and like just to see the physical transformation because that's something that often gets overlooked. But Demo's he's made his body into a weapon, and the time frame shows that. I was looking at pictures from like 2 years ago. Like this looks like a completely different guy, and just how he's adapted his style. He's added moves to his arsenal. Yeah, he is a student of the game, and very very sneakily, he's making his way up.
Yeah, and that's after having already been up.
Right.
He's literally he's brought himself back down. He's bringing himself back up. The great thing about that, and any previous champion will tell you, as long as you know how to survive at the bottom, you'll know how to survive at the top.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Real interested to see where this match against Tatum this weekend ends up going, because Tatum will obviously have House Sagan in his corner. But
that's
who's going to have Demos back, right?
That's a great point.
And
because he's other than Man, he's kind of like right now. The perception is he's alone.
Yeah, exactly. And Man-Man's going to have a match at some point in the night. So is Man-Man going to be focusing too much on the match? Does Man-Man just kind of want to stay out? Is he mad that JD's not going to be there? LVJ's not going to be there? Are they going to be able to focus on their respective matches to be able to win them?
Right. That's very interesting. Very interesting point you made there. But before we get into Purple Rain, like I said, we have a loaded weekend. We're going to do a kind of rapid fire here. Let's start with WWE. WrestlePalooza, first event on ESPN. Kind of quick predictions. What you got, JJ? What are you most looking forward to? And what is your prediction for the night?
Oh, man. To be honest, hearing that that's the first event on ESPN still kind of just icks a little bit. I'm looking forward to it. I will say the card, to me, in my opinion, it's a little bit of a lackluster card. Hearing that earlier today, it's been announced that John Cena and Brock Lesnar are going to open the card too.
Oh, really?
Is a little questionable on the Pat McAfee show. He announced it today. Wow. So I was like,
Brock's
okay.
got a plane to catch.
Yeah, right. So I don't know how to feel about the card, to be honest. I guess for me, the highlight is going to be the CM Punk AJ Lee tag match. Because other than that, it would probably be the other tag match, which is the Usos against the Bronson Bros, or whatever.
Bronze is what I call them.
Bronze.
So it's a light card, right? Which WWE pay-per-views, PLEs are kind of devolving into that, right? Where it's only like 4 to 5 matches. And yes, I agree. I think the CM Punk, AJ Lee, Becky, and Seth match is probably going to be the attention grabber. But I do think the match of the night is going to belong to Io and Rhea. And I think the women are going to show out again.
I agree with that. I'm going to copy and paste that. I've said this before. When this year, 2025 has belonged to the women. They've on every single level, they've just killed it this year. And I do believe, especially in WWE, when you put women on a card of this magnitude, they often tend to steal the show, especially if you put them first. That's why when you said Brock and Cena are first, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting move.
It kind of makes you wonder where they're actually going to end up placing the women, right? I mean, that potentially would be, you would think that could possibly be semi-main with Cody and Drew taking main event, right? That makes sense to have them main event, even though that story is not nearly as intriguing as any other story on the card.
Right.
But there's not really another place where I'd rather, because you could also make the point that AJ, CM Punk, and that they could semi-main. But the 2 middle matches, like slots 2 and 3, nobody wants those matches. Like those are
right.
That's
especially when you follow something like, because that's an attraction match.
Yes.
It really is an attraction match. And then like when you follow, that's hard to follow.
Yeah.
Especially on ESPN. Because if it's on ESPN, my thought was that would probably be the main event for the reason of it's the first event on ESPN. Brock Lesnar is a known figure outside of WWE in the sports world for what he did in UFC. And John Cena is just universally known. If you don't know him from wrestling, you know him for movies, anything else, right? It would make sense for that to be the main event. Now I'm like, what is going to be the main? They've overshadowed Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, and it's like, how do you? What match are you going to spotlight? Because the marquee match to me is at the front of the card.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So JJ's here. Good. So
Yeah,
I wanted to get so I don't want to have anybody think that I'm a booker of any sorts. I do fantasy bookings in my head and like, this is where I would slot this match. Here's why I think you would do Cena and Lesnar first. And it's kind of the Comic-Con version of things, or the Comic-Con viewpoint of it, right? You've got a lot of scrollers, a lot of passersby, a lot of people that don't have the attention span for anything else.
Yep.
And if they're going to tune in at the exact start time just to see what it's all about, you want somebody that's going to grab their attention. And so you're going to have somebody that's like, oh, John Cena, look at that. Oh my God, Brock Lesnar, are you kidding me? And now you've got them tuned in for that. And so you would think then that the commentators would then spend the rest of that match in the dead periods hyping up the rest of the card. And then you have your hardcore fanatics that are going to stay true to the end. So I would say, honestly, I would probably say that the women's match does go second, which kind of sucks. But if you've got the viewer hooked on there for Cena Lesnar, then you might as well just lead it into, okay, here's what else we're all about. This is a debut for the WWE
match.
Yeah. So they've got to put their best feet forward and then kind of leave the diehards to have their moment towards the end of the night. That's my thought process.
You have someone echoing that. UNCJ says if it can't go on last, you want to draw a new audience, they need to hook people off the jump. That nail on the head.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's right too. You'll nail a male audience down with Io and Rhea, especially Rhea.
Yeah,
but
so that probably leaves. Yeah, so that leaves your Braun match as the third match, and then you go CJ or AJ, AJ and CM Punk versus, and then of course Cody and Drew is the main event. So
yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. All right. I think for me, I was looking forward to the Cena and Brock match. Really, I want to see how that match translates. For me, it's all about seeing what ESPN does as a whole.
Yeah,
with this card. I'm like you. It isn't the greatest card on earth, but you have enough there to where if it's presented right, it could do some really good things. So I want to see overall what they do, what this actually looks like, how they promote it. Please, for the love of God, do not put John Anik on this card. Do not have him commentating. I love John Anik, but he ain't meant for everything, bro. Like, don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah. I kind of wonder if the execs at ESPN are going to have any sort of McMahon style influence on how the commentators present the visuals. Right. if they tell them to like glorify and hype up Lesnar, because let's face it, Lesnar's the money, right?
Right.
So kind of wondering if ESPN's going to be like, yeah, hype this guy up because this one's the bread and butter for it. And I would hate that.
I would hate it too. And it's like you have people there. For me, if it's wrestling, you have people there like Joe Tessitore, who the ESPN audience is familiar with, and Coach, who the ESPN audience is also familiar with. Keep it in
Coach
that.
Going to be there?
I heard he was. Maybe not. But you have people there in that realm that you could put on. You could put on. they're familiar with both wrestling fans and the ESPN crowd. I would kind of like to see them stick to that. You have Pat McAfee, who's huge in the sports world. Like bring out those guns and have them call something great. Don't just stick anybody in there is what I'm saying. Because what happened with me last weekend, like I love boxing, and the first thing I saw was John Anik, and I was like, this sucks. Like I love John Anik. I do, but I love you for UFC, bro. Don't stay in that lane. Don't cross over. And don't have me in these types of situations. I heard Sports Center is going to be there. That's cool. If you're going to do a pre-show, that's amazing. They're going to be doing shows leading up because they are counter programming. They'll be having shows leading up until WrestlePalooza all day. And I just want to see what the presentation is.
JJ, I know you, as somebody who's worked in events and worked with MPX for things, you look at the aftermath and the after effect. What did the house draw? What were the reactions? Right. Could we do this again?
Right.
What do you think ESPN's looking for? Obviously viewership, right, and positive feedback and stuff. But like, what do you think they want the takeaway to be from this?
Well, that's the hard thing, because really it's that unknown territory if you really don't know. Right. Kind of touching on, Kelvin's point that he just mentioned earlier, you want to name like Pat McAfee, but the issue is it's also College Game Day, and Pat McAfee is huge on College Game Day, and I don't know what it's going to be this weekend. I want to say it's maybe down south in Florida or something like that. But I mean, are you gonna have McAfee at College Game Day and then fly him up to Indy for WrestlePalooza and expect him to go full haul? So it's that thing of like, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. But then again, with ESPN, like the elephant in the room, there's college football going on. So all of your sports fans that tune in to ESPN, they're going to be used to, where's this college game that I can find? Where's my team? What's the game of the week? I'm keeping up with this. Wrestling fans, if you're in the Indies, you've got Purple Rain here in the local area.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are, Indies are big and on fire right now. Yep. And then if you're like, I want a full loaded card, AEW is running all out. So you're going to be competing with so many different variables and factors. I don't know what the draw is going to be. So I don't know what their end goal is going to be. But hopefully it's good, because I wish nothing but good for all the companies out there. Wrestling as a whole has been thriving. I just don't know about this move in particular.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I'd love to know what a successful night looks like for ESPN, right? Because you do have so much counter programming going on amongst all of that. Obviously, they want to blow AEW out of the water. I don't think that's going to happen. It'd just be interesting to see what the public perception or public reaction and reception is to this event happening.
Well, AEW, and we'll just transition into that too. So they did a smart move, but I don't know how smart the move was, because these two shows were supposed to go head to head, but they moved their show up to 12, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, I get it. You don't want to compete with them, but you're also going to be competing with college football. And it's your first show. It's their first show on Max. So this is their
I didn't know that.
Yeah, right. This is their first pay-per-view on Max. And you have that to compete with too. Like, who's going to be willing to spend pay-per-view money to watch your show, especially with all this other stuff going on? And would they have been willing to do that before WWE got this date? You know what I mean? There's a lot of variables going on.
I think one of the things that I noticed when All In was down here in Texas and we had the early start time, the reception for that was overwhelmingly positive, just because everyone got out at a decent time.
Right.
And AEW, to me, seems like it markets more towards the the in-house pop, right? They market more towards their live events. They market towards that in-house experience.
Right.
Whereas WWE is looking to market towards kind of the mass media audience, right? Obviously, they want the people that are in-house, but the people that are in-house are already going to have that reaction. But I think AEW wants to make it kind of more convenient for the people that are actually attending said event. And I don't know if that necessarily had to do with so much with the counter programming to college football so much as they saw the success and the great reception that All In had down here in Texas for going on so early.
I will echo that because you could feel, I don't know about, because Jay, we were all there. The event pulling up to it, that atmosphere was incredible. Right. That was incredible. Just getting into the building, like you could feel the excitement in the air, and it was early. People had just had their coffee, right. And it was like, we are ready to go. Let's go. And it was like that all day, even with the length of the show. It was up. It was surprisingly positive. So I could get that too.
And that was just down here in Texas. All Out's in Canada, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's in Canada.
Man, I mean, you want to talk about a wrestling town.
You took the words out of my mouth because I was about to say a Canadian, really any international wrestling crowd is like, there's levels. We have our standard crowd, which is perfect depending on where you go. But international crowds, man, it's just something about their energy and what they bring to a venue and a show, regardless of what's going on. International crowds are something special.
It is. They are. They really are. They really are. And just so watching Dynamite, I kind of got that reaction too, like, oh, because it was like the Dynamite when they were here. Like you could feel people are excited about this show. Right. And for what it's worth, AEW has been they've been improving on their storytelling. They have some cohesive stuff going on over there. That's worth watching. So kudos to them. But
I'm glad to see that because cohesive storytelling is kind of what separates and differentiates a lot of different companies from each other, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, it's kind of what differentiates MPX from a lot of the other places around here. So watching AEW actually start to get behind more of this, not just storytelling, because obviously there's some form of storytelling there, but this long term, actually developing these characters and these feuds and stuff. That's nice to see.
Yeah, very much. Very, very much. All right, gentlemen, the time has come. Let's jump into this week's show. It is Purple Rain, and here we go. All right, Purple Rain this Saturday, it's here, and we've already talked about one match. Let's dive into that. This is actually a change. Demo Diamond was supposed to take, in his words, the MPX Addicts title away from LVJ. That match has been changed to Tatum Manning versus Demo Diamond, and we've already hit on. He's kind of on an island right now going up against Hal Sagan. JJ, thoughts on this match? What do you got?
Honestly, this is a match that, in my opinion, has also been brewing based on the stories that we've seen throughout the past couple of weeks and couple of months at MPX. I remember, and I can't remember the name of the show, but it was probably 3 weeks ago maybe, when Set 6 and Hal Sagan were literally eye to eye, and Set 6 held the ring and sent Hal Sagan running. I was like, oh man, I'm here for this. Like Set 6, Hal Sagan, who is it? Like, who really runs MPX? And now we're kind of seeing a little bit of that happening. Like, is it Demo? Is it Tatum? Is it Set 6 on top? Or is it this step into the sun business? Whatever that's about. Both of these guys, man, at any given point, they can steal the show. I'm Team Demo. I'm rocking Demo on this one.
Matt, what you got?
I don't have a team. Because on one hand, well, okay. Here's what I gotta say. You got a battle between two people that at various points in their careers and really from one year into the other have been the faces of MPX. Tatum has definitely identified himself as a product and a child of MPX, and Demo, even though he graduated from DFW All Pro, has pretty much cemented himself as the face of MPX in its current state. I obviously have a history with Demo. I am not sold on Demo being, oh yeah, everybody cheering for him, great, whatever. I think I'm on team Sagan. God, that's weird to say.
That's crazy.
And I think I'm on team. So here's the thing, right? And I'm always I try to be a businessman here with this. How Sagan is starting to get me a few more views on TikTok, so I am going to say thank you very much for that. And
business move, I get it.
Yeah,
I get
absolutely.
It.
So I'm hoping potentially that Isaac Mazer is watching and that he flies in House Sagan from another fantastically exotic locale that will garner me another 1,000 views on TikTok. That's what I'm saying. But no, as far as the actual match goes itself, I think it could be potentially a sleeper match of the night. I think obviously these two have tremendous connections with the crowd one way or the other. And I think that they are a great candidate to either reinvigorate a crowd after a down period or to get the crowd started hot. And I think there's a statement also to be made by Demo here to kind of establish his territory.
Very well said. Very well said. Because I like both guys. I'm not going to lie. I was an advocate originally for Tatum Manning to step in the sun.
Yes, you were.
I was an advocate for that. So I feel like it's partially my fault.
Wow.
You're claiming that, huh? Okay.
I'm owning it. I'm going to own it. I will say, however, my plan for that, it ain't going the way I thought. I thought he was gonna join and implode it from within, destroy it from within. And it looked like it was gonna go that way. And then something happened. He drank the Kool-Aid, and now we have what we have. So, I mean, I gotta say, this has been the best Tatum's been in a while.
Yeah.
It's been the best he's been in a while. And it's like, as much as I don't like him in House Sagan now, I can't deny he's been producing some great results. And it's also Demo. He's been the face that runs the place for a while. And it's like, as much as I love Demo, there's a crack in the armor that I can't ignore it.
Sure. Well, I mean, the implosion of this group that he's been kind of the big driving force behind is bound to leave him shaken and rattled at some point. And, this being his first match back on it, I think it's a huge disservice to Demo that he now has to face Tatum instead of LVJ. Because I think if the original match were in place and it was LVJ, I'd put my money on Demo all day long. Because that's a motivated guy. That's a guy that's seeing red. Right now, it's just kind of like a damn. All right, I guess I'll just take out all my frustrations on this guy. On the other hand, Tatum's got a chip on his shoulder and something to prove too. Because when was the last time we saw Tatum? He was eating the pin. So I'm just saying, he was in a losing effort in the Addicts Championship match a couple of weeks ago. So. I'm just saying, there's points to prove on both ends for sure.
Piggybacking off of what Matt was saying there, and before I say that, I'm too am drinking the Kool-Aid, but I'm not stepping into the sun. But going back to Matt's point, you talk about both of these guys having something to prove, and I think for Demo, just because of how smart he is, because of how resilient he is, I think he's going to use that seeing red as the fuel he needs to make a statement. which is another reason why I'm on Team Demo. And Tatum, if you're watching this or if you hear this, the Grand Prairie love is still there. I love you. I respect you, but come back home where we are, Tatum. Demo's got a chip on his shoulder, and I don't think that chip is going to go away until he gets his pound of flesh back.
I agree with that. What's up, Tommy?
Oh man, Tommy Prince in the house. I guess is that cue for a segue?
Seems like it is, man. It seems like it is. So yeah, let's jump right into it.
Triple threat tag team championship match featuring the Sons of Mayhem and Most Wanted, who fought to a draw last week against your history-making 6-time MPX Tag Team Championships, the Scorn. This has like going all over the MPX Event Center written all over it. Like
it does.
I do not envy who is going to be the referee in this match because they will not. They will have their hands full, or they'll have their hands completely empty because they're just going to lose track of everything.
Just whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's very hard for me to bet against the Scorn on this one because ever since they got their focus back onto those tag team championships and then won them from House Sagan, it seems like they've been tighter, more cohesive, more driven than they had been before. And honestly, I think Sons of Mayhem and Most Wanted have entirely too much beef with each other to pay attention to the Scorn being in that match, which is unfortunate for them.
I agree, and I can see one tag team costing the other one, and Scorn walking right up out of there because you're right. I think the time apart, or not even apart, the time that they were at odds a little bit made the Scorn a little bit stronger on the back end of that, and just them coming back together. The championships, winning it, I think did them a very big favor because it gave them their confidence back, and they're right back on track. They made history, and we're right back on track. This is just another day in the office for them. As with the other guys, it's like we're going to try to kill each other. So
yeah, absolutely. I do want to say though, not to sleep on Most Wanted as a tag team, and you want to talk about the Scorn being driven and having more focus. I am probably entirely too much on social media, but Marcelo DeCampo is very driven as a member of Most Wanted. He is out there to make a name for himself and Xavier Gotti. He is out there to bring them to the top of the game. And I've never seen anybody promote themselves nearly as well, except for the Scorn.
Speaking of which, Tommy said those two need to focus on what really matters or they're getting the fat.
Fat scorning, absolutely. And I gotta say, the Scorn also have the advantage of having rolled out a brand new shirt, by the way. That is which the Ed and Eddie theme. I like that's outstanding. Phenomenal shirt.
Y'all need to thank Demo for that one.
Phenomenal shirt.
It's awesome. And please bring them to the show. I would like to buy one. Thank you.
Oh, for sure. I owe a lot of my friends money because I keep saying I'm going to be taking their shirts. So I owe a lot of money.
All right. We got no card is complete without a little bit of violence and a Red Rain match.
Red Rain, a Purple Rain. It's the annual tradition.
It screams, and who else but Sky?
Well, of course, that's kind of his match.
Right.
I think this is going to be an interesting wake-up call to a lot of people in MPX with Mo Kelly coming up. A lot of people are not familiar with the Freak Demon. I'm familiar with the Freak Demon, having announced a few of his matches down there at Hot Pro Wrestling in Waco. The man is scary, not just from the presentation aspect, but because he's explosive and he's dynamic and he knows how to move in that ring and he knows how to use his size to his advantage. Yeah. I think it's going to be unlike anybody that Sky has ever faced off at before at Red Rain.
I'm looking forward to this match too. And something CJ said he's looking forward to this match. He's become a Sky fan. I've been a Sky fan.
Yeah.
I think these are his specialty. I love him in these matches. And I haven't seen Mo Kelly up close and personal. I've heard of him. I don't know a lot about him, but that's what makes me look forward to this match because I've heard of him. I heard he is a very violent person.
He is.
I would love to
You're
see
in
this.
for a treat, man. This one, when it was announced, I personally was like, "Oh, this is what we're doing." Okay, yes, I see you. Always been a Sky fan, longtime Sky fan, and Mo Kelly is one of those guys. Like Matt said, in other promotions, MPX addicts, get ready because this is another one of those guys that can go, can bring it, can get violent, is talented, and there's so much more to be said. And I personally cannot wait to see. It's Red Rain, first of all.
Yes.
Oh, so the rules are already gone.
Yep.
So there's no true control in this match, which both of them excel in. They don't like the traditional rules. We know Sky doesn't. We've seen it. Sky is the Texas Chainsaw. The name alone, everybody, the name alone tells you what Sky's about. And Mo Kelly, the Freak Demon, yeah, sign me up for this one.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting thing to see because we know this year we've seen Sky in a couple of situations where he's been unable to pull the trigger on some of his most violent acts.
Right.
I'm not trying to say that Sky's getting soft as he's progressing along in his career or anything, but I think this is it'll be an interesting test to see how motivated he is against Mo Kelly, because he's also got to keep in mind Ethan Hunter in the back of his mind, who will be in attendance that night. And Ethan Hunter's really been the one that's been causing him problems. So I very interested to see this. And on the other hand, Mo Kelly, I mean, how about this for a debut, right? Going up in a Red Rain match against Sky. Good luck to it, but also exactly the kind of match that he should and love to debut in. So
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Looking very much forward to it. Like I said, I don't know a lot about him. And the way you guys are talking about him, I'm excited to see it even more now. So, but let's move on. We got a MPX showcase match.
Yeah, interested to see all this. We got Kari, we got Man, we got Ethan Hunter.
Yep.
So
Tatum was originally in this match.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. And now it's just turned into a fatal four-way match. Who's that fourth competitor? God, that's going to make me sound terrible. Who's
Travis?
Just crash out, Travis Cuddy.
Oh, Travis Cuddy. Oh my God. So, interesting that it's an MPX showcase, and I kind of wonder how much of that, what that means kind of behind the scenes for us. Don't want to go too inside baseball or whatever, but Travis and Ethan are relative newcomers to MPX, right? And Kari, who, former MPX champion, and now Man, who, like Demo, kind of seems a little bit lost and on an island by himself. And so, what's his stake in all of this? And can he finally let loose a little bit? Does he take out his aggressions on three people who he has history with all of them? So, real interesting to see. I expect Travis Cuddy to really show out here. I think he thrives in situations where chaos is there because he can be the focus in the chaos and kind of control all that around him. But yeah, and I always look forward to seeing Kari in the ring. That's a given. Always love seeing Kari.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
And I think he gets it done in this match. I can't bet against him for whatever. I can't bet against him. I think he gets it done here. But JJ, what you got?
I mean, I can agree with you as far as who's winning. Kari, if you're watching, this is also my get back because the last time that somebody was on the D1 Ignorant show, I kind of chose against you, and I'm sorry. But to Matt's point, for MPX to label this as a showcase, I think it's a beautiful thing for those that are new to MPX. The MPX addicts that have been around, they know about Kari. They know
Right.
about Man for better or worse. And then everybody as a whole is just starting to know and learn about Ethan Hunter and Travis Cuddy. And now as a showcase, you're giving these 4 guys of different abilities, different technicalities, different styles in the ring a chance to say, hey, go do your thing and let's see who's the better man. The bitter Brit, Ethan Hunter has been getting a lot of hate. I personally love him.
Me too.
I think he is really, what's the word? Smooth. Yeah, I think he's pretty smooth when he's in the ring with what he does. And just being able to see him now moving up into MPX territory, because he's done a lot of stuff down south. Just seeing him up here, man, it feels so good. He fits right in at MPX.
Yeah. I agree with you there. He's shown me a lot since he's been here. I followed him from down south in the Baracha Pro area. And seeing him up here has been a treat so far. So I agree with you. I've become a real big fan of his. Very much.
Yeah, I was I was kind of not afraid necessarily, but I wasn't sure how Ethan Hunter would fit in necessarily with the addicts and just like and interacting with them. I didn't think that they were gonna like him by any stretch of the imagination. But it's been nice to see that, like you guys said, he has kind of fit right in, and kind of slotted his name in among somebody that, like, okay, yeah, people can look forward to either seeing him or seeing him get his ass beat. And that's what you want. You want to elicit a reaction, and that's what Hunter's been doing. So it's good to see that, and very welcome to big welcome to him in MPX.
Very much. Very much. And another match that I'm looking forward to on this card. By the way, hello, Tatum. We were talking about you earlier. Hello. But another match that I'm looking forward to, this has become kind of a fun little rivalry for me. And that's Rex Mori versus Dalton Gray.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that, and I didn't think this was going to be the Red Rain match, but I'm kind of surprised that there are rules to this match.
Very much.
I feel like the animosity and the angst between both of these guys has bubbled up to an extreme level, and we know how extreme Rex can get, obviously, and I think people need to watch out because I think Dalton's got a lot of pent up frustration that he's going to look to take out on Rex, but he's got to make sure, kind of like we used to talk about Tatum, he's got to make sure his emotions don't get the best of him.
Check. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. But I think this is going to be a fantastic, speaking of showcase, I think this is going to be a fantastic showcase for both of these guys, and one that they'll be able to add to their highlight reels.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
JJ?
No, I mean, Matt pretty much said everything that I was thinking and wanting to say. The only thing that no, you're good. That's what we're here for, right? The only thing that I'll piggyback off of, Dalton has, and this is where people are gonna want to pay attention to this match, because Dalton is coming in, and everyone knows him as the fun-loving, joking guy. He's a member of the Scorn.
Yep.
Is he serious? Is he not serious? But ever since Rex Mori, took his eye, I've been paying attention to some of his stuff on social media, and Dalton's furious. Like, to your point, I'm shocked this isn't the Red Rain match, because the anger, the frustration, I don't think it's going to end cleanly, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I could see this going into a count out. I could see this being a DQ. I could see both of these guys just want to beat the hell out of each other, to be honest, and it ends in a double knockout or something. But there's going to be levels to this much, so I'm interested to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah,
same, very much.
I kind of expect Dalton to go for Rex's eye, honestly, in this.
Eye for an eye.
Yep,
I like it. And like I said, this has been watching this one, because it's two very young guys, and watching them get after it this long, I'm excited for this match. I really am.
Yeah, it's been a good little story to follow.
It has been. It has been. Kudos to both men.
Yes.
And we got a mystery match. Or do we know yet? Do we know? Or is it because
No,
we got
we don't
Devin
know.
Anello?
That's right.
But
We have
we
a
don't
sponsor
have
versus
an
sponsor
opponent.
match.
Ooh.
Yeah. It'll be so very interesting to see who it is that Sauce ends up picking for their representative. I've heard so many names go through as the potential representative for it. But I know I'm very curious more so to see this newer, more coached up and focused side of Devin Anello. You saw a little bit of it last week, kind of towards the end of the match there. Um, Seems like Day DeVille has higher aspirations for Anello than Anello might have had originally, and is now taking those and focusing them into something, into an area. And I don't know if Anello's ready for it. I think he's ready to compete. I don't know if he's ready to compete the way that Day wants him to compete, if that makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but I don't know who Sauce has up their sleeve.
Interesting. So, question for you: how does a sponsor get in on one of these things?
Well, I was
Asking
wondering if
for
we
a
were going to
friend.
see I was wondering if we were going to see a three-way here, right?
Oh, there's still time.
Without getting too inside baseball, we might be able to figure something out for this here. Okay, maybe the winner has to face you,
Hey, whoa,
or
whoa.
your guy, by the way, not you.
All right. We'll talk.
We can figure that. Yeah.
We'll talk. I'll just that piqued my interest. Like, how does the sponsor make this happen?
We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do a little. We should go around before one of these events, take a camera, and you try to ask people to go ahead and represent you, and we can see what their reactions are.
I'm down. I'm down for this.
I already have a feeling I know who you're going to want to ask first to represent you in any match. I kind of know.
You know it.
Yeah. The man with a plan, the scheming and always thinking. I'm pretty sure I know. So, yeah.
Oh man. But let's get into the main event because that is
Yes.
the final announced card match on the card. Very much looking forward to this one as well. I've been looking forward to this since
it was supposed
announced
to happen.
Yeah, since it was announced it was supposed to happen. So we have the leader of House Sagan going up against Dave Sagan, going up against Brick Savage. And Brick has been on an absolute tear.
Oh my
God.
Yes.
An absolute tear for a while.
And it hasn't just been a tear of victories, it's been a tear of knockouts.
Yes.
Every single person from Team Purple has been KO'd.
Yes. It's like he wants to make a statement.
Yeah, because very easily, for instance, with Tommy Becker, we saw he very easily could have gotten the 1-2-3, but instead chose to pick him up and deliver the knockout blow. Like this is a more not focused, because they're always focused, but this version of Brick Savage seems to want to make sure that everybody knows that they are the man, so to speak, right? They're the top of the game.
They are the apex.
And going against somebody who has the tenure of Sagan, though, who has been the man for a good long while, I'm interested to see how this all plays out, because you also have to take into account the rest of House Sagan in this match.
And by then, the other work will be done. So, very interesting.
Yeah. I do think Brick continues to keep going with the knockout string. But I also know that Dave is going to be on the lookout for that knockout blow. So I don't know if I'm having
member of Team Purple.
Well, there is one member who's still supposed to receive a shot, but they've been out injured. And that's Kaimi.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So Not sure how that's going to end up going. But as of right now, yes, Dave Sagan is the last member of Team Purple to get a shot at Brick Savage in their championship.
Interesting.
JJ, who you picking? Because I did not pick anybody.
Oh man, I don't even know where to begin with this match other than I will be seated, all eyes glued, watching because, like you touched on, Dave Sagan, I may not like him personally, but I can respect what Dave has done in that ring, especially for how long he's been with MPX. I mean, the MPX titles, the tag team titles, the prospect titles, the list goes on and on. And now with how Sagan, do I think they're going to be a factor? Not necessarily. I mean, Tatum's got some work to do. Caleb, I don't know if he's going to be there or not. Michael Schaefer, he may still be recovering from his wars, plural, with Britt.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to play out. And Isaac Mazur's not a threat, but Brick Savage.
That was a bold statement, by the way.
Yeah. There's some back history from one of the earlier podcasts that I did with Hal Sagan that wasn't touched on that we'll talk about later. But Brick, I don't even know where to begin because Brick is just on another level. Anything that Brick does, anywhere that Brick goes, Brick is going to make a statement. And Purple Rain, just like any other show, well, not really, because Purple Rain is so special and unique. Brick is going to come in with all the confidence in the world.
Yeah.
And I think Brick maybe won't win by knockout. I think we see a 12-6 or a 6 to midnight or a combination of whatever Brick calls it now. Oh, I think that's how it's going to finish. And I got Brick retaining.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But having the honor to say that you knocked out an entire team of people.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a really great video edit of that made if Brick ends up knocking out Sagan.
They all won. Congratulations. I'm knocking everyone out.
Everyone out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
definitely
that's awesome. That were me, I'd be like, all right, I gotta complete it.
Right. Yeah, and maybe that's one of those things, right? Maybe we see another thing where Brick ends up picking up Dave after it probably would have been a guaranteed victory. Maybe it's after a 12-6. But maybe that's the downfall there. Not wanting to put Sagan away when he has the chance and instead wanting to go for the knockout.
That is
just
true.
Throwing it out there. I'm hoping that Brick doesn't listen to this because I don't need Brick on I don't need to be on their bad side. So, I'll just say that it'll be a great match to watch.
We'll edit that.
That's right.
All right, gentlemen. Any last parting shots before we get out of here? JJ, thank you so much for coming on the show, giving us your time, man. This was a blast, bro. It really was.
Of course, man.
I know during the shows we when I'm there, we normally we talk about the matches live anyway.
Right.
But just having you on the show, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming along. Please let us get your final thoughts. Then tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you again for having me on the show. It's been a pleasure. Anytime you need somebody, you want somebody, I'm your guy. I know when we talked about it initially, it was like, well, you haven't really been to the shows in a while, but I keep up on Twitch. So shout out to MPX for that because, man, if you haven't been keeping up, MPX is just firing on all cylinders right now. So I'm proud. I'm honored to have been able to work with them, meet them like all across the board on every level. Even Matt, me and Matt have had some great stories together. Destiny, going to the Epic for the very first time, stepping out the doors up until this point where we are now. So it's crazy, man, how small the world is. But thank you for the honor. And yeah, I'm going to be around. As you can kind of tell, I'm in a new town. I'm out here in Fort Worth now. So very soon, hopefully, I will be in some way, shape, form, or fashion bringing MPX out here to Cowtown. So I can't wait for that to happen.
Nice.
Okay.
And yeah, if y'all want to listen to some more shenanigans, me and one of my best friends of 20-some years, didn't like him then, don't like him now. But the D1 Ignite University podcast, you can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Great podcast.
It's a great time, man. It's a great time. We love it.
Perfect.
Awesome, man. Once again, thank you for coming on the show. It was a blast. I will be reaching back out because we got to have you on, bro. We got to have you on. Matt, what you got, buddy?
Oh, nothing. Just looking forward to seeing the Addicts like we do every week. 510 Harwood Road in Bedford, Texas. And again, you can go to mpxwrestling.com for your tickets. And if you can't make it out to the show, or if you're in another state or another town or whatever it is, you can, as JJ said, get to us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Metroplex Wrestling. And we'll see you at the show.
Absolutely, man. Don't forget mpxwrestling.com. Get your tickets. There's a plethora of shows that they have tickets for. Right now, I think they still have the combo tickets for Purple Rain and the Wrestling Revolver show. So mpxwrestling.com. Go get your tickets if you can't. Twitch.tv/Metroplex Wrestling. I got nothing else, guys. So let's wrap it up.
Let's do it.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to this week on MPX. Come back next time, but until then, you know what it is. Be safe. Take care of each other. Enjoy what you're going to enjoy. Peace.
And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmicks.